What's up, everybody? My name's Shan. So today we're going to be diving into an undefeated, unstoppable, unbelievable Sultai Planeswalkers deck. Are you amused? Are you unamused? I guess I should say. Anyways, we're playing Sultai Planeswalkers, essentially 0 creatures. We have 2 Scavenging Ooze, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Aside from that, we're playing a whole bunch of friends, a whole bunch of good old friends, pals, buddies, cohorts, whatever you want to call them. We got Ugin, we got Garruk, Cursed Huntsman, we have Vivien, Monster's Advocate, and you'll notice a common theme here is a lot of these Planeswalkers either have massive board presence, Ugin, right, or they can create a board presence pseudoli, right? Vivien creates her 3/3s, Garruk creates his 2/2s, Nightmare creates the 2/3s, Nissa, right, creates those lands, Garruk creates those 3/3s, Teferi doesn't necessarily create anything, but it sort of subtracts from the opponent, right? With the phase outs, and then drawing and discarding is nice for being able to loot away what you don't need and get closer towards that more dominating board control, you know, Ugin sort of presence, right? And of course, if you can get up to the -10, take 2 turns, well, you should be winning, essentially. So, to couple all of these awesome Planeswalkers, we of course have a lot of awesome counter and sort of answer magic, because realistically these Planeswalkers are all so strong that if you just manage to get them down on the board and sort of protect them, they'll just win you the game, right? They'll keep creating more and more units that can swing in. They'll keep gaining you value just off of their value, right? Garruk, you can destroy creatures while drawing cards, and you can create a 2/2 army. That's a lot of value. Vivien, you can create 3/3s. You can look at the top card of your library. You can cast the Ooze, which isn't super effective, but you know, it is there. The 3/3s are really nice to have vigilance reach, all that kind of stuff. If you want to up the amount of creatures you play in the deck, certainly can, and it certainly would benefit the Vivien, but you get the point. You get your Planeswalkers down and they sort of take over the game. Aside from that, you want to make sure that you're always having at least a little bit of mana for some counter magic, right? For some mysticals, from some Didn't Say Please, and for some negates. Outside of that, you want to make sure that you have some answers if your opponent is playing things such as Gruul, Mono Red, generally things that have haste, right? Is even a little strong right now, so be careful, be cautious, keep your super friends alive, and use these lower cost spells, the Eliminates, the Heartless Acts, the Bloodchiefs, to keep your opponent's creature count low. Make sure you're not using your counter magic on every single spell your opponent tosses out. You know, if it's not a threat to your life total, if it's not a threat to your entire control of the board, don't worry about it. Let it happen. Just let it happen. You can't win all of the battles. You want to win the war, right? So win the war of attrition, let them get some through, keep your cards back for the important stuff. You don't want to use a negate if the opponent's about to use board wipe, and then turn around next turn they use a Ugin, right? Because now you just kind of look like a fool. Anyways, we have 1 copy of Wilt to help deal with artifacts, enchantments. Scavenging Ooze, as I said, yes, it's a creature. It's good at exiling your opponent's graveyard and gaining you life. Cultivate to help you ramp up. And of course, you have Extinction Events for some massive board wipe, and Hagra for that sort of removal / land opportunity. Anyways, this deck did fantastic. Like I said in the beginning, it ended up going undefeated, and I think this deck is a serious contender actually in ranked, and we'll be trying that out a little bit later. Let's see, we got a few days left until the Mythic season is over, so we will be trying to make that final push. We got, I think, 4 victories, and we're in Mythic, right? We're in Diamond Tier 2, like at the very top right now, so very close. If you want to see us make that climb, make that final push into Mythic, be sure you're hopping over to twitch.tv/DrSpilkin and tossing a follow. That way you can tell when we go live. You can hop over there and see those awesome matches. Now, if you're enjoying the video, if you're enjoying the content here on the channel, please be sure to leave a like down below. It helps me know what kind of content you like. It helps me know that, hey, more people are enjoying this content, right? Anyways, comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns down below. Subscribe if you're new here, and hit that bell icon so you can actually get notifications and get all of our spiciest, newest decks as soon as they come out, so you're not behind the curve, you're ahead of it, right? Anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive right into the matches. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the control, and I hope you enjoy the Super Friends, super awesome, super madness. Anyways, let's hop into some super magic, huh? Lemire. I like it. Sure, we'll keep this. We can make something happen, right? We got some counter magic. We got Ashiok. Alright, get our temple. Garruk. We're fine on the Planeswalkers. I'd rather see more lands, honestly. Opponent's playing Ugin. I'm gonna go ahead and go for additional blue mana here, I think. We could dispute this. Nah. I think I'd rather save dispute for later. It's an Esper deck, actually. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab some blue mana. Another Fabled. That's fine. Alright, so we'll have mana for Negate, and we'll be able to hit Cultivate on our next turn as well. Exit down Castle, untap. So, I think we're in a fine position. Again, we're playing a control Super Friends deck, so not exactly trying to rush out the gate, right? We're all fine. Taking it nice, easy, and slow. So is the opponent, obviously. Esper Ugin can't afford to go slow. I say we wait a turn. Next turn I'll be able to grab some blue mana with Cultivate, play it down. Omen of the Sun. If I negate that here, we can still have mana for Mystical Dispute. If I use Didn't Say Please, make a mill. This is fine. I'd rather save Negate Mystical Dispute for their turn for a bigger spell. Don't get me wrong, the two little 1/1s aren't necessarily preferred. They're not the end of the world either. I think for the most part when you're going control versus control, you want to select which spells you're countering, right? So we could go Teferi here, draw, discard, that kind of stuff. We're just gonna hit the Cultivate. Get green, get blue. This will give us mana for Negate. Come next turn, we'll have plenty of mana on the board. Alright. Ugin. Let's hope they don't have a Mystical Dispute of their own. Nope, we get it. Alright, beautiful. Let's go ahead and scry away. Another land. I'm actually not opposed to that. So if I go Garruk here, we will still have mana for the Negate. We could also create a 3/3. Like the idea of that. Come next turn, we'll be able to play a 5-mana Planeswalker, have 2 mana available? Yeah, because this is tap. Or we could play Teferi, have 3 mana available. I think we want the Ashiok though, right? So they can't play Ugin down here. We'll need 3 mana next turn. Heartless Act is good. if we don't counter the Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mana available. I can't cast Teferi. Negate won't counter. Could allow them to hit the Ugin, but that does allow them to re-proc everything. I might just save mana for Didn't Say Please and Negate. I don't think I want to draw the Heartless Act. I think I'd leave all my cards, all my mana, the way it is. And no attack. You let that resolve. Now our Garruk can start plussing up on our creatures, giving them trample, making them 6/6s, right? Start actually dealing damage. Of course, Maze Bond and Omens and all this kind of stuff is gaining them life, but that's okay. We can also activate Castle if we don't get the Ugin here, right? Doom Foretold. They only have 4 mana left after this, so it can't be a Ugin. So I say we just negate. We were saving Negate for a counterspell on our counterspell, but this will work all as well. And Lemire is gonna concede it out. We've managed to do it, ladies and gents. Kirby 420. I like what we have here, but yeah, you know, we got the Fabled. We can get to the Cultivate. Alright, so we are going to lead with the Fabled Passage, grab some green mana, probably go Hagra on our next turn, given we don't draw anything. We'll see. Another Fabled. Well, let's go ahead and go for it. Throwing down Hagra doesn't allow us to play Eliminate anyways, so it's fine. Alright, so we do have mana for Cultivate here. We also have mana for Eliminate. I think we go ahead and hit the Cultivate. Grab more blue. We already have our black source down. We might should add another black source for Hagra. We keep seeing it, so I guess it doesn't really matter here. We'll go ahead and get our second blue source down, have the green for next turn. That will give us mana for Didn't Say Please and Eliminate, which is good. Oh, this is good because this gives us mana for Hagra Mauling. But let's go ahead and play the land that they know. And in our turn on that note, we will more than likely use Eliminate on the Rimrock Knight here. Ooh, I could counter that. But honestly, if it's just shuffling cards, why, you know? Fervent. We'll let that resolve. Take out Rimrock, and yeah, they're back to dealing 1 a turn. We used Didn't Say Please here. It's more optimal for the mana, right? We had 2 open blue. Mystical only requires 1 open blue, so future reference. Now we can go Garruk, put down 2/2/2 wolves. I think that's what we should do. They only have 1 creature here, so even if they do swing in, they would have to have a land and Embercleave, so that's fine. Another Fervent. And Phoenix. Phoenix does allow them to go directly to the Garruk, which is unfortunate. But since we lose both the wolves here, it'll regain those counters, right? Yeah. Alright. So if we go Vivien, this actually works out beautifully for us. We still don't have mana for the negate, right? Which we desperately do need, but this is still pretty good for us, all in all, things considered. I think we leave Hagra back, honestly. We have a lot of mana as is. 6 is a lot to play with, right? That's enough for a Hagra plus negate. It's enough for a mystical and negate, enough for a Heartless and Hagra. There's a lot of different combinations we can already do, so I don't feel like we should play it down. Now, if the opponent does have Embercleave here, it'll more than likely go... Ooh, okay. Torbran doesn't do, I was about to say, anything for them, really, though, right? And now we get to... I think we keep flooding the board with creatures, right? Make sure they can't overpower us there. Reach. And then I think we go for the classic removal here. Leave mana for the answers, right? So, swing in, because they're at their weakest when we swing. Cool beans. And turn on that note. Now, they could have double blocked with the Fervent onto one of those wolves and taken it out. It would have boosted up our Garruk, so maybe that's not what they wanted. They probably have Embercleave here. You don't generally turn sideways after having a worse position unless you have Embercleave, am I right? So let's take out their stuff. They'll play the Embercleave here. And then they concede, more than likely, right? Nice. GG, Kirby. Sultai Planeswalkers. Taking down Yori, taking down Mono Red. It feels like it's doing alright. Hima Tato. I think that's how that's said. We to go first. I'll keep. I don't like the fact that we have the didn't say please and 0 blue mana, but we have the temple so we can scry, hopefully find some blue mana. Ashiok, you're cool, but if we don't find that mana, we can't actually cast you, so keep on scrying. Swamp. Well, I'm not going to turn away mana because as of right now, that would put us 1 away from the Cursed Huntsman, which if we can get that down and get the wolves help with the Unleashed, and well, from there, it's just a party, am I right? So next turn, we'll go for the Garruk Unleashed. Hopefully we can get it to land. The opponent is showing nothing but blue, which could mean counter magic. Speaking of counter magic, with the Fabled Passage, we'll try to grab some blue mana so we can set ourselves up. Alright, here comes Garruk number 1. Bum bum bum. Neutralize. Alright, alright. Figured something along those lines was par for course. Here comes their Chandler. Let's hope they don't have a negate. Garruk number 2 is a go. And it's good. Alright, let's create a creature. They just bounce it. They don't even care. 0 fucks given. It's the tutelage deck. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Hagra and a Cultivate off the top. And they will deal in 1 to the Garruk. Not happy. Not happy. Sorry, that's my phone. Will allow us to destroy the tutelage, but I don't think we need to worry about it right now necessarily. Let's get down the Huntsman if we can. They have 2 mana available. Could be a negate. It's not. We're happy. Could destroy, draw a card. Not bad. Create 2. I think that's what we want to do. Give ourselves a little border. And the trample and the 3/3 doesn't really matter, but it does boost the Garruk's health up a little bit. So they get rid of an Ashiok and a Heartless Act. I'm not happy to see him go, but you know, I think squeezing in the Garruk there where we could was still nice. We'd like to see some more blue mana so we can cast down the didn't say please. They discarded a Cure Best of Sea God. They got a mountain. Wonder what they're building towards. That does give them, what, 6 mana? That's a Brazen and 3 mana left over. Okay, there's the Brazen. Oh, more blue mana. That is exactly what we needed, ladies and gents. Okay, so I can't play you and have mana left over for Didn't Say Please. I think we do the obvious and just try to go for the removal on Teferi's, proc out their... Okay, never mind. I thought they would have counter magic there for sure, for sure. Let's +1 up on you. Of course, we're going to swing all in. Because they may trade, you never know. They're not going to. Okay. So we could destroy the Brazen. Or I could go for a Vivien and try to get down a creature with reach. I think we go for the destruction, see what they do about that. Nothing. They don't do jack anything. Alright, well, we have the mana for Heartless Act and Didn't Say Please. That's good enough for me to pass it back to him. We didn't play any tap land that turn. Alright, we'll resolve this. What do they get here? Cure Best of Sea God and what else? Another land. Okay, that land puts them to 7. They won't take the Cure Best of Sea God because they can't play it, so they should take the land. Oh, maybe they can play it. Maybe they have a land in hand. Oh, okay. Well, I guess maybe they knew we had counter magic, but it seems a little funny. Danzer General. This seems like a solid hand. We got a good lay of land, early cheap interaction. The only unfortunate thing is the fact that the opponent gets to go first, and let's be real, you can't win them all like that, right? Alright, so Temple of Mystery. To another island. I mean, it does put us to 5. We've seen in the past, this deck rests best around 6 or 7 mana, right? So, I'll take it. I'll be alright with it. Certainly don't want to scry it away and then be stuck on 4 forever. Granted, we do have Planeswalkers we can play at 4. It's just not preferred. So I say we go for waiting. We don't play Ooze. What is it, a 2/2 on the board? I mean, sure, but it's nothing past that. We wait, we save our mana, we can answer whatever they may have off the bat, right? We're a control deck. We certainly don't mind taking it nice and slow. Nice and slow. Alrighty. Forbidden Friendship. You let those resolve. 2 mana for 2 1/1s. You let it resolve. Seems like it's going to be like a Luca deck, so what we should focus on doing is countering the Luca when it comes down, right? Alright, let's get this down. We could go ahead and go for the Ooze, still have mana for Negate. I think that's perfectly fine and logical. This gives us a defender while also giving us interaction on their turn. We can also have mana for Heartless Act in case they play, you know, I don't know, Terror of the Peaks or something along those lines. They go for the Shock. Now we could sink that 1 mana. Oh no, we can't because they only have that. Alright. You let it resolve. You hate to see it, but you let it resolve. Not worth dropping Negate mana given Luca is 5 mana, right? You gotta be aware of where your opponent will be with its mana. So swinging all in. Could signify Luca, although if it is a Luca, Ogre Battle Driver. Interesting. Alright, well that's fine. You just answer those. Hello, goodbye. Alright, so we still have plenty of answers to everything on the board. That's perfectly fine by me. Taking 2 damage a turn is not really hemorrhaging that much life. When we get closer to around 10, that's when I start worrying. But, you know, in the high teens, mid-teens, I'm not too worried about 2 damage a turn. Generally, I don't get too worried about my life till it gets around 8 to 10, right? Now, I could use Bloodchief's Thirst here, take out one of these little 1/1s just so we're taking half as much damage every turn. I think that's fine. We've drawn a lot of lands here recently, so we should be due for more playables in the following turns, right? That's generally how it works. If you hit a lot of playables in a row, your probabilities are higher to hit land, and vice versa. You hit a lot of lands in a row, probabilities are higher that you hit a playable. That's not always 1000% true. We all know how probability works, right? But as a general sense, we should have just used Mystical Dispute for mana efficiency's sake, but y'all know me. Sometimes I don't play to the optimal degree. So opponent had Double Vision there. It was the Double Vision Ogre Battle Driver token deck. I gotta say I at least admire the jank. I do. Mono red Double Vision Ogre Battle Driver. It's beautiful. It really is. But I think this Sultai Planeswalkers deck could actually be competitive even on the ladder. Taking a lot of stuff there, but they do get the Garruk down, and they actually end up spending 3 mana total, so it's really not that big of a sink for them. But we're going to take out their creature, we're going to start dealing 4 damage a turn right back to them, and now, you know, they're only 2 points away from where we are currently at. Goblin Wizardry. I actually think we do counter that. They only have 2 cards left in turn. Aside from that, they probably sunk most of their mana, into their big coup de grace play, so to speak there. So Garruk, we will +1 up here, and that'll allow us to deal 7 damage now, taking the opponent down to 9. Of course, if these wolves die, they will build up this Garruk as well. Not that we have a ton of creatures to go searching for in our library, right? This is a Super Friends deck, but, you know, being able to create more little 3/3s is nice. Back to my turn, and we got a Nightmare Muse. Good old Ashiok, alright? Alright, so we definitely have enough on board to finish the game out. Come back to our turn, they would have to remove 2 creatures, right? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get there, but again, you gotta admire the Double Vision Goblin Wizardry sort of shenanigans, right? Their deck definitely has the potential to be very powerful very quickly if things sort of hit, right? If they go Ogre into the Double Vision, into the Goblin Wizardry, into another spell, it could probably get a little crazy, but Sultai Walkers. Happy to see them walking. They are just walking all over the competition.